Hi there, Eric Backer. Thanks for checking out this video once again. I really appreciate all you people out there, and especially the subscribers. The question today is, can eating too much protein cause constipation? It certainly can. In fact, many diets, high protein diets, if we look at the South Beach diet, and especially the Atkins diet, the Atkins Induction Phase, which is really, a pre-runner or forerunner to the paleo kind of diets that we've got today. If you look at this high protein diet approach of Dr. Atkins, where he recommended people in the induction phase to take out lots of different starchy foods, potatoes and bread and carrots and all sorts of things were taken out. Things that help to bulk up the stool and give people a bit of energy. People got put on vegetables and fruits and lots of meats, any kind of meat like bacon. So, and Atkins even allowed 2 or 3 tablespoons of heavy cream per day. So when you plunge a person into a high protein approach, especially for the first few weeks of a diet change, it makes it quite hard on the digestive system because many people are not used to eating that level of protein, and that's what blocks the body up. I used to see so many patients on these high protein diets come to me that started developing major constipation in the first 2 or 3 weeks of their induction. In fact, if you look in the Atkins book, Atkins actually recommends all his patients to take Metamucil because he knew that it was a constipating diet. So, and of course, the Metamucil now contains Splenda and aspartame and all these artificial sugars. I don't know why you'd want to take that kind of stuff. So Atkins, unfortunately, passed away weighing 260 pounds, 129 kilos he was at 6 foot. So he was actually in the obese category. I believe the doctor, who proposed the South Beach diet also died of heart disease. I think it was Dr. Atkinson or Dr. Stillwell, one of these doctors. But yeah, he also had a high cholesterol and heart disease. And I'm not a big fan at all of high protein diets. If you look at the diets I propose, they contain protein, but I always recommend to eat lots and lots of vegetables and nuts and seeds, other kind of foods there in as well. But not just to focus purely on protein in the diet. High protein diets can lead to kidney disease, you can lead to heart disease, you can have a high cholesterol problem, constipation. There are many illnesses associated with high protein. So please make sure that you balance protein, with sufficient vegetables and have a good balance in your diet there of good high fiber diet, because meats don't contain fibers, and their passage through the gut is quite slow. There's something to be said about vegetarian diets, which I'm quite a fan of. I'm not a huge fan of vegan diets, but I'm a big fan of incorporating a much, a lower meat diet, in people's lifestyles. And it's something I do myself. I regularly eat meals that contain no meat at all. I like eating lentil dishes, for example. And I don't think it's really good to eat meat every single day of the week. It just doesn't make sense. So yeah, there you have it. Too much protein can cause constipation. And a way to mitigate this is put some digestive enzymes into the diet and cut back on the protein. And also change the type of proteins that you eat. Fish protein's easier to digest, for example, than beef. Beef's quite hard on the body. And harder meats even to digest than that would be pork with the high fat content. And the fat, don't forget, of the animal is where the toxins are stored. So the more meat you eat, the more likelihood you're going to have a lot of toxic buildup inside the body as well. Another reason not to eat a lot of meat in your diet. In countries like England now, they recommend not to eat any more than 250 grams of red meat in a week. That's at half a pound of beef in a week. Many people would eat that easily once or twice a week. So think about it. Eat less red meat, eat more white meat, maybe eggs, chicken or fish, and eat more fiber. I've spoken about fiber in other videos. So eat a high fiber content diet and cut back on the proteins and look for a leaner, whiter protein. It's cleaner and easier to digest. That's surely going to help your constipation quite a lot. Thanks for tuning in.